Which one did I like more? Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is going to be a very different video because I am talking about books. And again, if you're wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses in a bunch of videos, my left eye had a little infection. It's minor damage. It's going to be fine within a week, but I don't want you guys to see it, so I'm wearing sunglasses. Despite how silly I may look, this is what I have to do. So I read 2 books in the past few weeks about 2 amazing actors that I've been a fan of for such a long time. One's about Al Pacino, one is about Jeremy Renner. They're both very different books with very different tones, and they just have different lives. And I love books like this about people's lives, especially people I kind of look up to. I read Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey years ago. That was a great book. I've read some pretty mediocre ones, but these 2 I really wanted to read, and I want to talk about it because books is a thing that I've always wanted to talk about, but some people are curious to know my opinions on books, so here we go. Start with this one, Sonny Boy, Al Pacino. This is pretty much his memoirs about his life. This book talks a lot about his mom. And I thought it was very sweet. She took him to Broadway and to plays, and she always believed he could be an actor. And that's what he wanted to be. And this is all because of his mother. And that's how he started in plays. Al Pacino wasn't just an actor. He performed shows, and he did, oh my god, what was it? I think it was Death of a Salesman is what got him recognized by Francis Ford Coppola to do The Godfather, and him play the role of Michael Corleone, which made his career. But a lot of the first few chapters is about his life, him as a kid, him growing up, and he didn't have a luxurious life, but he also didn't have a life where he was beaten and drug addicts everywhere. He had a life where he just wanted to be a performer. And it was all support of his mother, and that's where all the love comes from in this book. And I enjoyed that. And it talks about his career, him getting on the stage, and his fright about performing in front of others, and all that's great because it's something I relate to because I performed in theater when I was in high school and stuff. Very scary. And then it also talks about him getting the role of Michael Corleone in The Godfather. How they didn't want him in the role because he was too short. And they wanted more of an A-lister. He was a nobody. But then it was the best decision they ever made because it made Al Pacino who he is. The Godfather, or Sonny Boy. And no, he does not play Sonny. There's a reason why this book is called Sonny Boy. He's called Sonny Boy. I won't spoil why he's called Sonny Boy, but it's a very beautiful story of why the book is called that. And again, it's a lot of love in this book. It's a love for his family, the love for his fans, and the love for his job he had in the film industry. And it talks about all the careers, all the movies he played in, and that's a lot of the gist of the book. And it ends on this note that he hopes the best for the new age actors. Very positive book. There's not a lot. It's not like a book where it's talks about the darkness and the struggles they had. He talks about minor struggles, but he doesn't talk about he had addiction problems or any of that. Even Matthew McConaughey's book, he grew up in a trailer park, and he was a foreign exchange student in Europe, and he almost got molested. There was a lot of things in that book where it's very heavy. This one is a lot about love. There's a lot of love in this book, and it's interesting. There is moments in the book where not as exciting, it's not as interesting. I thought the first half of the book was the best. Then it kind of, because there's parts he talks about I already knew about his life, and I'm okay, there's nothing. it's nothing I did not know, and there's a couple things I wish he talked about. There's things in Al Pacino's life I know he also went through, and he doesn't talk about it at all. And again, it's his book that he wrote. He can talk about whatever the hell he wants to talk about. There's things I wanted him to tackle within the book, and you can tell he's not a writer. I'm assuming he also probably had a ghostwriter with this because there's some really, and again, I don't know, maybe Al Pacino did write every word of this book. I have no idea. You never know with these actors, but there's just some things in the language in the book that I'm just like, did Al Pacino write all these words? The man's really old, and I don't want to sound mean, but like, there's some things I'm just like, I don't know. But the book was good. I enjoyed it. Big recommend, especially if you are a Al Pacino fan. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's a really good book. I enjoyed it. Now let's talk about Jeremy Renner's My Next Breath. I was going to say My Last Breath. My Next Breath. I bought this book, what was it, like a week and a half ago? I read it in one day. It's not very long. It's only like, what, 200 pages, maybe? 200 something pages. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. to read this book. I couldn't put it down. It was riveting from start to finish. This is not really a book about his life. This is about his accident. If you don't know, that he was hit by pretty much a snow plow in a way. You might as well say he got run over, and he broke ribs, broke his leg, his fucking like eye came out of his socket. He had a severe concussion. He pretty much died. He did die for like a couple seconds, and they had to resuscitate him. He was in the hospital for so long. The doctor said he would never walk again. There's just some doctors that thought he was going to get paralyzed. There's doctors that are saying he would never act again or even speak properly again. There was just so many things, and he beat the odds. And the book is all about, you can tell Jeremy Renner wrote every word of this. His heart and soul is put into this book, and I felt it. Every word I was reading, I felt what Jeremy Renner was going through. He talks in very detail about the accident he did to save his nephew's life, because he says, and this is the whole thing in the book. He keeps saying, "Not fucking today, not today, motherfucker." No, he said, "Not today, motherfucker." He keeps saying that because he's like, "I'm not gonna watch my nephew die. I will give my life for him." And he's like, "It's my fault that I left it going, but I will risk my life for the love I have for my nephew." And it's very beautiful. It's sad too. It's very deep too, because it talks about death in this book. He talks about death and how he accepted it and how he wasn't afraid of it. He loved his family so much, and he had a good life, and he was ready to let go and just pass on. And the book is neither religious or not religious. It's just what he experienced when he died was something, he said, it's hard to explain, that he felt like he was at peace, but he just didn't know where he was. It was like he was one with the world or something. And again, I don't know exactly what he was talking about, but it was interesting. And the book's also about love for his family, because his family was there for him when he was in this accident. And he talks in detail about what every one of them had to go through. His daughter, his sister, his brother, his best friends, his nephews, and like what they all had to go through when he was in the hospital. And he says he felt more bad for them than himself, because he says, I put them through so much pain because I almost died. And it was truly beautiful. I was almost getting emotional reading this book. And this is a book I know Jeremy Renner put his soul into. And he even talks about in the beginning of the book that he's not a writer, but he wanted to get it all out. He had a lot inside of him after the accident, and he just needed to get it out. And he wrote this book, and this was him just releasing it, all the stuff that he felt inside. And I felt every word, and I felt everything about his words in this book, and it was very compelling. I wouldn't have just stayed up all night and read it all if I wasn't compelled or completely moved by it. It talks about his life too. Like he said when he was going through his accident, he like reminisced about all the stuff of his life, him getting into acting, taking jobs in Los Angeles and stuff. Like all of that's in this book too, and about his family, his mom and his dad and everything. All that's in here too, but a lot of it is about the accident, and I loved it. I wouldn't change anything. It's a 10 out of 10 book for me. It's beautiful, truly beautiful story. And I'm glad Jeremy Renner pulled through, and the man is a champ. So sadly, this I did like more than Sonny Boy, but both are good books. If you're a fan of either or of Jeremy Renner or Al Pacino, check them out. So that was different, right? Reviewing books. If you guys want to see me review more books and talk more about books, let me know. Also, out of these two, have you guys read them? What are your thoughts and opinions? Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and join the dark side.